Overcoming Depression Part 8, Tips and Tricks 5 through 10. Hey guys, so we are finally in the last video of my massive Overcoming Depression series. If you haven't seen all the ones before this one, I hope you check them out first. And without further ado, here we go.
You create what you feel and you can make what you want real. There is a way to make the change. It cannot wait another day.
You can also take advantage of the sun by going outside. Seasonal depression is a thing. If we go too long without sunlight, it is so natural for us to get depressed. We need the energy of the sun to a certain degree. We need that. So get outside if you are able to. That will help to lift your mood and your energy. You don't need to go on an hour-long walk. You don't need to go out every single day if you can't, but the more often you're able to just get outside and do something different, you're gonna feel different. You just will. If you do different things, you'll feel different things, and you'll think different things, and then you'll feel more different things and do more different things. And that's what we want. We want you on the upward spiral of good different. So get outside when you can. Aside from all these little things that we can do physically, we can also focus a little bit more mental power on not thinking about the future. Even if that future is just later on in the day, when you are depressed, more than likely you're not going to be thinking throughout your day of the things you're excited about and the things that you're looking forward to doing. You're going to get up in the morning and say, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, I'm not happy I have to do this. That's going to be your train of thought because you're thinking about all the things you have to get done in your day. And if you're already depressed, you don't have motivation to just get out of bed some days, much less get out of bed, get ready, fill up the tank, go to work, come home, make dinner, take care of the kids, whatever it is you have to do. You can barely find the strength to get out of bed. You are not setting yourself up for success if you are also thinking about all the other things you have to do that you don't want to do. So if you're depressed, focus on the moment. When you wake up, do not think about all the things in your day that you have to do. Think about the very first thing you have to do, such as wash your face, and focus on that. Do not tell yourself, I have to do this, I have to do that. You're already demotivated, you're already depressed. You're not going to be focusing on the things that you want to do in your day. You're likely going to be focusing on what you don't want to do, and that is not going to help how you feel. So stick to the present moment when you are depressed. Take things one at a time. The smaller, the better. Yeah, washing your face is a small thing, but when you're depressed, nothing is a small thing. Every battle is significant. So take those as wins and focus on them as they come up. Stick to what you are doing in that moment, not all the things that you have to do. Focus on the present moment, because more often than not, what you have to do feels a lot worse in your mind than it does in real life when you actually have to do it. Like, I hate doing the litter box. I really do, but when I think about that, it's like, oh, I hate it, it's so gross, I don't want to do it. But when I'm just doing it, I'm usually not even thinking about it. I'm usually thinking about something else, and it's not that big of a deal. I'm just scooping, I'm watching another video on YouTube, or thinking my own thoughts, and then within 5 minutes, I'm done. And it wasn't that big of a deal, but I had spent, all day thinking, I don't want to do it, and the thought process of doing it was a lot worse than actually doing it. And that can be for everything. Yes, mine was a very small example because it just came to my mind. But that can be applied to anything. Most things are a lot worse in our mind than they are in the moment. So take that part out of the equation and stop living in your mind. Live in the present moment. Go moment by moment. What thing you have to do right this second, and focus on that. Do not think of the future, because right now your depression is making your future look bleak, and that's not the case. But if you continue to focus on that bleak future, that's what you're gonna draw to yourself. So don't focus on it. Focus on the present moment and try to make that as good as you can, given the circumstances. But even so, that will make you feel better than thinking about all the things you don't want to do. Stop living in the world of I don't want to, and live in this moment right now. What are you doing? And then go to the next, just like that. So aligned with just being in the moment and not allowing yourself to go off on all these extra tangents. Also, set small goals when doing that, instead of having your list of all these different things you need to do today, which is very daunting and very demotivating for someone who is already demotivated. Set small goals. Yes, washing your face is a small goal, but as I said, when you're depressed, everything that's small seems a lot bigger. So be compassionate with yourself, understand that, and set little goals for yourself, because when you accomplish a goal, you feel better about yourself. You just do. And when you're depressed, you don't feel good about yourself the majority of the time. So set little goals for yourself that you can easily accomplish, and focus on that. Focus on the fact that you accomplished them even though you're feeling crappy. That's amazing that you did that even though you feel like you want to jump off a cliff. That's pretty freaking incredible. And recognize that. Set small goals and be proud of yourself for accomplishing those goals. And those will add up to maybe accomplishing bigger goals and feeling even better about yourself. Set small goals and be proud of yourself for accomplishing them. No matter how small they are, it doesn't matter. You still did it. And if you're at a point where you're truly, truly depressed and doing anything is a struggle, you have every right to be proud of yourself for doing the little things that you might not have done before. So set small, attainable goals and recognize how awesome it is that you're getting those things done. Working out is also something that can very much help depression because it releases endorphins. And I know, if you are depressed, you don't want to work out. I totally get that. But again, set small goals. If you're going to work out, you don't need to go on a 3-hour walk or jog. You can go on a 10-minute walk and call it good. Okay, you can put on some music and do some light dancing, and maybe you don't really feel up to it. But again, if you're able to, that can be your movement for the day. You can use a hula hoop. Those are fun. And that can be your movement for the day. It doesn't have to be a strenuous workout. We're not having you work out so you can get, a 6-pack abs. I said that weird. But that's not what we're having you work out for. We're not having you work out for your physical appearance. We're having you work out for your mental health, to release those endorphins. So do little things that are fun. For example, I love to do the videos by MadFit right here on YouTube. She does a lot of different workout videos, but the ones that stuck out to me as someone who did not want to work out was her videos where they're like 3-4 minutes long, the duration of a song. She has a bunch of different songs and a bunch of different workouts to those songs, and it's so much more fun than just doing a plain old workout, because the whole time you're typically thinking about how you don't want to be doing it, right? But these ones, you don't have time to think about that because they're very quick. They're short videos. You're getting into it because you're almost dancing, but you're still working out, and you're watching her and you're focusing on the song that you like, and your brain doesn't have the capacity to also think about how much it sucks. You got enough things going on. So that is something that I would recommend if you want to work out, but you don't have the motivation to do like a really long workout, and you need something that is fun and something that can keep you engaged for a short period of time. That is something I would also highly recommend. Like I said, you do not need to do a strenuous workout. The most basic little movements will help get those endorphins going so that you can feel better. So get little workouts in when you can. That will do a lot to help you, surprisingly, right? Finally, the last things that you can do to overcome depression is to implement good morning and night routines. And this may not seem like much, but it's a lot, because how you wake up every morning, what you do when you first wake up, is going to set the tone for the rest of the day. If right now you don't have a morning routine and you wake up feeling like crap and then doing things aligned with that, that's not going to help to make you feel any better if you're not taking any control over your morning and setting that tone for the rest of the day. The tone will be set by your subconscious, and if you're depressed, your subconscious mind is not your friend right now. So you need to take control and do things in the morning that get you off on the right foot. You can journal in the morning or meditate or write affirmations. These are all things that I personally do. Whatever it is that you like to do in the morning, whether it's just drinking some tea and sitting outside, that is enough. That will get you on a much better start for your day, because you're getting outside. First of all, that was one of the little tips. And you're taking that time for yourself. And when we take time for ourselves in the morning, that communicates something different to us. Whereas if we just get up and rush off to our jobs, when we get up and rush off to our jobs, we're kind of subconsciously communicating the things you want aren't important. We have to live our lives for this other person so that we can make money. It doesn't matter what you want. You're not important. You're not the star here, buddy. Whereas if you get up to set your tone for the day, do what makes you happy, you're communicating, I am my priority. My happiness is a priority. What I want to do is a priority. And that is obviously going to make you feel a lot better about yourself than the last example where we just get up and do things for everyone else without taking that time to fill up our own cup. We're just spilling everything we have left for others when we don't have all that much left. So take that time in the morning to fill up your own cup, to do the things that make you happy so that you have more to give to others and throughout your day. Do what makes you happy in the morning. And like I said, these can be little small things. You don't have to have an hour-long morning routine where you are journaling, meditating, working out, getting some work done on your business or whatever your goal is. Like, you don't have to have these long morning routines. Yeah, if you can get a lot done and be incredibly productive, sure, that's gonna make you feel awesome. But just doing little things in your morning that are for you, that make you happy, will set your day off in such a better way and allow you the opportunity to be a lot more successful and happy throughout your day than you would if you didn't take the time to set it up for success. And nighttime routines are also very important because our sleep is incredibly important, especially if we're depressed. Sometimes we can oversleep when we're depressed, but sometimes we can also undersleep and not get enough sleep. And if we're not getting enough sleep, our brain is not going to be able to think accurately. Our body's not going to be able to perform as optimally as it could. And if we're already struggling with our thoughts and we're already struggling with our emotions, which we are then struggling with our actions that we're taking every day. If we're already having a hard time doing that and we're not getting enough sleep, now you've just done and made it a whole lot harder. So have a good nighttime routine that sets you up to be able to fall asleep, and not just fall asleep, but fall asleep thinking positive thoughts. Allow your subconscious while you are sleeping to marinate in these positive thoughts. So meditation and affirmations can be a wonderful thing to incorporate into your nighttime routine and your morning routine, but especially right before you go to bed and right as you get up when your brain waves are slower, because that is when the new programming can seep into our subconscious, our positive programming. Because our brain waves are slower, it's more susceptible to these new suggestions. So before you go to bed, be listening to those affirmations or writing those affirmations. And if you can, do a meditation where you really allow yourself to envision the future that you do want to have. Then that can be what your subconscious is focusing on while you sleep. And that can rewrite some of the negative beliefs and thoughts that you currently have, because like I said, your brain is a lot more susceptible in those times. But even if that's not something that you want to do, just having any type of nighttime routine that slows you down, gets you thinking more positive thoughts, feeling more positive emotions, and allows you to fall asleep in that positive state, that is going to do so much for you, especially if this is something that you can get into the habit of doing every single day. And if every night you're going to bed feeling different emotions and thinking different thoughts, and every morning when you wake up, you're making that time to feel those emotions and those thoughts that you want to have in your life, over time, that is going to completely change your direction in life in every way possible. So bring in these good morning and nighttime routines. They do not have to be long. They do not have to be excessive. They can be small, little things that make you feel good. And that is something that people who are depressed typically don't leave time for. When you're depressed and you have a job, you have a family, you have these things that you have to do, you're always going to find ways to make time for that. You're going to still go to your job. You're going to still feed your kids. You're going to still pay your bills. But if you're depressed, that's more than likely all you're going to be doing. And if you're already depressed, that's not going to help you. That's not going to move you to where you want to be, because you're already depressed and you have very little motivation for things. And if you're feeling all that little motivation that you have, if you're filling it with things you don't want to do, that is going to continue making you feel worse and worse. So make it a priority to do at least one thing that genuinely makes you happy every single day. It's easy to overlook that because it's not bringing you any money. It's not feeding your kids. It has no real value. But it does, because your happiness is so important. And if you're not doing little things when you can to put in that happiness, you're not going to get it back. If all you're putting into your life is things that make you miserable, that's all you're going to be getting back out. Excuse me. So take the time to put in those little things as often as you can, those little things that make you happy, so you can start getting that back instead, because you have a right to be happy. You have a right to live the life that you want to live. You have a right to live a fulfilling and happy, joyful life. That is well within your right. You completely deserve that. And I hope that this video helped you to realize that it's not your fault for what you're struggling with. And I hope that it helps you to move you into the direction that you want to be in, because depression sucks and it doesn't have to be a life sentence. But many people, unfortunately, think it is a life sentence for them, and it's not. And it certainly doesn't have to be. You have the power to change it. And I really hope that these tips helped you. I am actually going to be creating, or I'm in the process of creating, a full program for depression, which will be available for purchase whenever I'm done with it. That could be a while, but it's going to go even more in depth, and I feel like I went pretty far in depth today because, you know, it was a super long video. But I'm going to make a full program that will hopefully truly help you to overcome depression. So if this video was not enough for you, if you need more information, be on the lookout for that, because I want to help you. You don't need to be depressed. And I've spent too much of my life depressed, and now that I'm not, I'm like, I don't want anyone to be depressed. It sucks. It's not how we need to do things. No. So that is my mission. So if you're interested in that, keep your eyes out. I will be making announcements when it's available. I'm still pretty far off from that at the time of filming this, but keep your eyes peeled, because that is something that will be coming your way soon if you need the extra help. But that being said, hopefully this was enough for you. Hopefully this gave you enough information to where you're able to implement some of these changes and see them in your life, see the results that they can and will give you if you implement them. So I really hope this helps you. Feel free to message me on Instagram if you have any further questions or need any help or would like any more recommendations from people that I have personally watched. I truly hope this helps you, and if you have not yet seen my last video, what to do when you're stuck, I would check that out, because hopefully that will help you as well, because that's my goal here. So all my videos are to help you. So I hope you check them all out and follow me on TikTok and Instagram as well, because I post daily stories, daily motivational stories to help you manifest the life that you want, because you deserve it. So follow me on Instagram for those daily updates, and on TikTok for my semi-daily videos. Follow me on both of those, because your mental health is so important, and pretty much everything I'm making content-wise, for the most part, is to help you overcome that, because you deserve to overcome this. It is not a life sentence. I promise you, there is light at the end of this tunnel. So I will see you guys in my next video. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video with someone else who you think will need it, because too many of us are depressed, and we don't need to be this way. Thank you guys so much for watching the final video in my Overcoming Depression series. If you have seen all the ones before this, you are amazing, and I am truly impressed. I hope that this video series has helped you. I hope if you are struggling with depression, that something or some things I said in here really stuck to you and is slowly helping to transform your life, because that is what you truly deserve, which is why my tagline is create a life you love, because that is my goal for every single one of you. And if you're struggling with depression, you gotta get over that hump first before we can start to create a life you love. So I hope this helped. As always, keep creating a life that you love, and I will see you guys next time.
You dictate where your mind goes, you decide how your life flows, you're the guide. Don't delay, it cannot wait another day.
Get outside, and that will help to that is the time when the new programming, the positive programming that we are implementing, there's a fly